There's a old saying that, what do you do with the tools when the job is done? Pass on the knowledge, right? Give people the opportunity to be able to grow. So for me, it was like, all right, I realized how it impacted my life. And I'm big on educating everyone else on giving them that opportunity to be able to do the same for themselves, right? Because here's the thing, I can do great by myself. Now imagine my entire circle is able to do the same with me, right? Like,
y'all become dangerous. Yeah, that's the goal.
Exactly, right? Like, I can have $1 million, but if all of us have $1 million, now we only got to invest 10,000, and that's lowering the risk, and the profit margin still stands the same.
Great. So actually, we are starting this. It's gonna be so fun and so interesting at the same time. So, Molly, first of all, to start with, I just want to get into the vibe of this podcast, and I wanted to make it more interesting to our people that are going to listen or to watch this. But for that purpose, could you please introduce yourself and tell people why they should stay and actually watch or listen to this podcast right now?
Oh yeah, listen, my name is Mally, right? Mally G. Why you want to tune into this podcast right now is because you want to know how to get money, right? You want to know how to build your credit. You want to know how to invest. Let's talk it, man. Everybody need to learn how to get money, right?
Everyone.
Everybody.
Ways to how you can get in and make money through.
We're gonna make this nice, sweet, fast, get you 100 plus K in credit, leverage that credit, invest in the investments, and have you do the same.
I'm telling you, man. I think it's what's a lot of people need right now in 2025, how they can leverage their credit. And not only that, but look forward and be able to build a business out of the business funding that they can get.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, hey, like, not everyone has to start a business funding company, right? Like, the information itself is valuable. Like, the information on how to get yourself funded is fantastic because people may just want to get some capital to invest in, let's say, a food truck, let's say rental properties, let's say the stock market, right? Like, you need to have capital to leverage inside of your business, but you need to know how to get the money first, right? And that's sort of like the gem. Yep, absolutely.
No, I love it.
That's really fascinating. So the only reason I'm saying it's fascinating because so many people don't know the secret about credit score, right? And we always say hear people say credit score runs your life. If you have a bad credit, you have a bad life. What would you say about that?
Yo, it's true, man. We live in America. So listen, I tell people, listen, once you're in America, you got to learn the rules of America. You got to play the game by America, right? So everything in the economics of America is based off of credit, right? Like, in the funding space, let me tell you, some people think they got big tons of money, right? Like, I meet business owners because I do funding day to day, right? So in the funding space, if we do like revenue-based funding. So there's people that come to me that have millions of dollars that's operating in their business, and that's normal, that's standard, right?
Yeah.
But even with bad credit, they can't go to the bank.
You can't. Yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying? So even if you're generating money, like, you need to still have a good credit score. Otherwise, you're gonna come see someone like myself that's gonna present you with a revenue-based funding option, and the drawback with that is that it's higher interest. Right? But you're still going to get the capital, and it's going to come a lot faster than the traditional ways of the banks. But it's going to cost you more for the money by having a low credit score. And that's with anything, right? Like, if you want a car, you're going to pay higher interest because you have a low credit score. If you want a house, it's going to cost you higher interest because you have a low credit score. So think of like your credit score as what's going to get you the money for cheaper. Right? Yeah.
I mean, the way I see it is this, because I have a lot of partners in real estate that want to leverage business capital in regards to business lines of credit, right? So whenever we're talking about business line of credit, they want to use $500,000, for example, from a lender, like, and give them that amount, and then they put it into a real estate asset.
Right.
So how can somebody acquire business line of credit today in 2025?
All right, so what you're talking about right there is, now we got to break down there's different types of financing, right? So we need to associate what a business line of credit actually is, right? So an actual business line of credit, let's just say like a bank like Chase, right? They may typically want to know, like, all right, they may want 2 years tax returns, right? Positive tax returns. And then they're only going to give you about 15 to 20% max of a business line of credit towards what it is you want to do. Now, the great thing about a business line of credit is that, let's say you get $100,000 in a business line of credit, right? That's great because you only pay the interest back on what you use.
Yeah.
So you get interest line of credit of 100,000. Now again, you have to have a profitable business where that to equal 100,000, you got to have 15 to 20%, right, of that total amount, right, to bring out to 100,000. Now, if you spend 50,000 out of that 100,000 and you're only paying interest back on that 50,000,
50,000, yeah.
not the entire 100,000,
Yeah, okay.
right? Why that's great is because now once you put it back, you still have that sort of like account saved of like, I have 100,000 that I can grab as capital anytime from the bank that's just being stored there. And it can grow as your business
Can increase, definitely.
increases, and they can increase your business line of credit, right? And that's like important to know what type of funding that is, right? Like that's the category of a business line of credit versus like revenue based versus like equipment financing,
Yeah.
versus like just a credit card, right? Because you have entry level credit cards, you have high limit credit cards, you have business lines of credit, which is ultimately the goal that most people want to get to. Yeah.
So, actually, there's this question that I really want to ask so bad, and I believe that this would help a lot of our listeners and our people that are watching. So, most of people don't just wake up one day and say, "Hey, I want to become a credit score expert."
Yeah.
So, what was that moment that you had understood, like, this is my calling, this is what something that I gotta do? What momentum in your life that made you realize that this is my calling?
Yeah, I'm big on like each one teach one, man. Like, there's a old saying that, what do you do with the tools when the job is done?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, pass on the knowledge, right? Give people the opportunity to be able to grow. So for me, it was like, all right, I realized how it impacted my life, and I'm big on educating everyone else on giving them that opportunity to be able to do the same for themselves, right? Because here's the thing, I can do great by myself. Now imagine my entire circle is able to do the same with
That's
me,
right.
right? Like,
Y'all become dangerous.
That's yeah.
It's the goal.
exactly, right? Like I can have $1 million, but if all of us have $1 million, now we only got to invest 10,000,
Yeah.
and that's lowering the risk, and the profit margin still stands the same, right? And people have to see like being in things for like the journey, the process of it, right? Like it's not always about like the capital gains of any sort of like endeavor you go about in life. It's also like we're living a life and journey, right? Like no one remembers the richest person back in the 1700s.
Nobody.
You see what I'm saying? But that experience of doing it with people along the way is more valuable than it, right? Like, so that's sort of like my perspective on it. Like being successful by yourself is one thing, but being successful with the people that you care about, it takes you way further, right? Like it really does, because most of the people I grew up with don't even have the finances I have anymore. So it's like, all right, well, I want to go do this, but they can't afford to do it.
True.
So the best way for me to even do it is to educate them. Like, yo, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Go get these accounts, set this up. And now once everyone's in position, now we can all go do the same thing.
Man, I can't tell you how many times I've seen that in my real estate business. I've had business partners, real estate investors that invested alongside of me. We close deals, we acquire a real estate property, and then they don't see the long-term vision, right?
Right.
So we're partners in the deal. Maybe 6 months, 5 months into the deal, they want out. They just want the initial capital that they invested, and they want to get out. They don't see the long-term vision.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
It's true. So like, and this point that we're touching on, right? And I think it comes with like experience in investing, because risk management is key factor in any way that you're handling money, right?
Yeah.
Give you a perfect example. Let's play with small numbers. Someone has $1,000. Them putting up $100 is not a scary thing, or like, oh, I need to get that $100 back, right?
Yeah.
Now, them putting up $700 out of that $1,000 is like, they're like, oh shit, like harsh anxiety is going on, right? And they're more like, oh, I got to get in, I got to get out, right? So you got to have risk management in any investment that you take, right? Like even if you're going into getting properties, like you should have capital to invest. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you're putting up everything, because then you're uneasy. You don't give that time for that investment to mature, right? Like even if we're talking about like the life insurance game, right? Like people love to talk about like whole life insurance and stuff like that. Like you can't pull out the money until like the money matures, right? So you have to know who's investing, right? Like do they have the mentality, or do they know that, all right, are they okay with this being a long-term investment, or is this a short-term investment?
That's incredible. So one thing that just like get it into my mind today is that, so somebody want to get really financed and want to get something really great for their business, they really need a good line of credit, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what would you say is the best credit score that somebody can have so that they can get the finance from several banks? And how can they actually, if they have a poor credit score, what can they do to actually improve their credit score?
Cool. So two-part question, right? What's a good credit score? So by standards, anything above 700 is fantastic, right? You guys can look on your score meter. You can see above 700 is a good credit score. Now, this will blow your mind. Like just having a good credit score isn't everything, right? Because like someone can have a credit card limit of $200, made their payments, they got a 750 credit score, right? Now, you can look at someone that has a 690 credit score or a 680 credit score, and guess what? The bank will be more prone to lending them more money, right? Because they already have 10 credit cards, 3 of them being $20,000 each. Think of it, we have to have the mentality of the bank, right? Like you're gonna invest in someone who knows how to manage money, right? Yeah. So why would I give someone $50,000 who only showed on paper that they have a history of managing $200? I'll give $50,000 to someone that shows on paper that they have a history of managing close or half at least of $50,000, right? So the answer to your question is like, it's not just only a high credit score, right? Like you have to have a good credit profile, meaning like you have to have a good payment history, right? Which that takes up 35% of your credit score. You got to have good utilization. That takes up 30% of your credit score, right? Mixed credit, new credit. Mixed credit is like credit cards, loans, auto payments, right? These things are categories in the finance, the credit options, right? And you see, when you look on your credit report, you guys can like print out your credit report, go to get a free credit report, annualcreditreport.com, and even go up to like Experian.com. Everyone gives out their credit report for like free. You know, you get at least one. So just, it'll tell you when you look at the different types of credit. If you look at like you have an automobile, if you have a loan, if you have a credit, like it says it on your credit report, the type of credit that it is. Yeah. So it's not just only your credit score, right? Now, how to get your credit score great, right? So first you gotta look at the actual credit score, right? Like you wanna know, all right, what is my credit score? What am I looking at? right? So the key metrics, everyone could look in Credit Karma, the easiest app, right? You want to make sure that all these points are like in green, right? You want to have like your credit history, the amount of credit cards, right? So we typically tell people like shoot for 10 to 15 accounts. I've gotten people funded who has like 6 accounts, right? But he also had higher limits, right? So, but typically you want to be at around like, 10 accounts. Sometimes you may have a credit card that's reporting as 2 accounts, right? So again, you want to have good credit accounts, a good amount. You want to make sure and have your payment history good, right? So like no missed payments, right? If you do have missed payments, you can challenge those. Those take a longer time to get missed payments off, but some creditors, some credit card companies, they may give you like they may at least remove your first late payment, right? It's called like a good faith removal. Like anybody can call them and ask for it, right?
Yeah.
If you're deciding to keep that card, right? Now, if you're deciding to delete that card or remove that card, then hey, remove it and then dispute it. And then, it's still a challenge to get it off, but it's easier if you're removing it off. But if you're deciding to keep that credit card, then just ask them for a good faith removal, right? And most likely they'll do it because you want to keep business with that credit card company, right? Let's see. But those are like age is another important thing, right? Like you want to have like over 5 years, and you probably heard most people talk about like again like authorized users, and those things. Like the truth be told, with authorized users, you only get them at a specific point in time, right? Like you only get an authorized user for yourself when you want to increase the age or you want to increase your credit limit amount, right? So your age, let's say somebody just started building out their credit and then they have like 2 years, but they want to get to 5 years. I'll say, all right, well, just go get an authorized user that may have like 10 years limit on it. So it's going to bring that 2 years to 5 years or 6 years. So now you're green on that aspect, right? And if someone has like a low limit, sorry, not low limit, like high utilization, right? So if they maxed out their cards, right? Because you want to keep your utilization below 30%, like all the time, right? Some people try to say like 10%, but really like just keep your utilization under 30% and you're golden. But if you have a high utilization, then another fantastic way to get yourself in the green is go get you a high limit credit card, right? So you may have like a $1,000 limit on your personal credit card. It's easy to use high utilization on a $1,000 credit card, right? Like you spend $400, that's a night out at the club for most people. That's probably like, in life. But now you can go get an authorized user with a trade line that has like 20,000, right? So now that average goes up. And that's the only time that you should get a trade line, right? Like that's the only time that you should get that, and that's it. That's really the only time you should do it.
Whenever people probably tapping on they go on YouTube and they try to look for 0% down on credit cards. A lot of people, I've been looking at just the analytics. It's probably one of the most researched topics in credit cards. Now, people are also interested in getting 0% credit cards without guaranteeing that credit card.
Oh, like
how is that
a
possible?
guarantor?
Exactly.
Well, here's the thing. Like, one, if you're going for 0% interest, like we got to put this out there for like the internet. Like, have a real business, right? Like, you want to make sure that you're getting credit to use your credit to make money, right? Like, we should always be in the mentality of like, all right, once I get money, like my goal is to make this money work for me, right? And how to get that, like the 0% interest is really in like the Banks Association, it's just like an entry level funding, right? Like most people may look at 50,000, 100,000 and think that's a lot, but that's crumbs to these banking institutions.
That's nothing.
It's crumbs. It's an entry level funding aspect, right? Like, so if you don't know what to do with 50,000 or 20,000, 10,000 at least, right? It's like, why would I even give you 50,000 or 100,000? So look at 0% interest as credit cards, as an entry level that you want to leverage and show this relationship with the bank, because that's what you're doing. You're forming an investment relationship with them, and make that money make money, right? So then after that, then you could get like even higher tier limits, and even there's strategies on how you could extend the 0% interest, right? Because let's say you go to one bank and you get 0% interest on one card. That's just like one aspect. Now, there's banks that offer multiple products, multiple cards on 0% interest, right? So let's say you go get 0% interest this month on one card. All right, 9 months from now, go get 0% interest on another card, right? Like you extend the time out, and then you go to another banking institute, and then you get another 0% interest. And this is a way, what I'm gonna say is like a huge gem to like extend the 0% interest play, because most people get into it for 0% interest because it's either 12 or 18 months interest free.
Yeah.
But what happens
What after
After
that?
that, right? After that, you're done for.
Yeah. What
So
happened after
people
that?
are interested in getting into that type of situation. If they don't put their credit, or most likely their documentation. They don't want to put their financials in play or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because they may have started an LLC.
Right.
And then they want to get business funding, but they don't have any documentation to show. So
Yeah,
what can individuals like that in that situation do?
So first, a big gem before I answer that, right? It's like when you get a 0% interest credit card from one institution, right? Guess what? There's more institutions that's going to lend 0% interest, right? So you can go to another banking institution, get another 0% interest card, and what you can do is you can take the credit from that card and bring it over into the next credit card, right? And that's 0% interest for another 12 months. Use that to pay it off, and you're just like washing the money. You're just in a sense moving a debt transfer. That's what it's called. It's a debt transfer, right? So you would take the debt from one credit card and put it onto another credit card, and that new credit card would give you 0% interest for 12 months, right? That's like a key gem right there, because most people, when they jump into the business funding space, they're like, yo, just give me, I want all the money right away. You got to pace yourself too, right? Like you got to, if I get 50,000 here with this one card, I make my play, and I may realize like I may need some more time.
Some more time, yeah.
Go to another
Another
institute.
Yeah.
Extend that time period, right? Now, to answer your question, what was the documentation? So
documentation.
most institutes have a no doc program, right? Like on the internet, it may seem like it's like some grand thing, but this is like, it's been put out there, right? Like the key to accessing the no doc program is knowing the right data points. So that's the key gem that every mentor in the funding space, right? That's not what we're sharing with everyone. Like we're giving everyone sort of like the nits and the bits, but you want the real, like, all right, what to tell them? Like that's that's how you get funded, right? Like that's the truth, right? Like it's what you tell. Like everything is based off of like, what's the word that I'm looking for? Projection, right? Like what do you think when you open a new bank account and you tell them like your business revenue, it's like, all right, well, how much do you make? Well, you tell them how much you make. If you say you make a low amount and your expenses don't match that amount, then I'm sorry, you're not gonna get the right amount, right? Like, but if you know what's a good reasonable amount in that lending institution, because every lender have different requirements, right? So you can't just use one specific data point for another one. Like each of them, they have different data point requirements, and though that's like the key nugget to it, and that's really the $1 million like answer when it comes to like the funding space.
So we were talking earlier about how fix and flippers and even real estate investors can take advantage of just a business line of credit to do whatever types of investment they want to do. Even people that want to get into the e-commerce space.
Right. So e-commerce space, man, I'll tell you, like revenue-based funding loves e-commerce, right? Like e-commerce, that's like a golden nugget in revenue-based. Um, revenue-based, if you guys don't know, it's like on accounts receivable. So we'll ask questions like how much money does your company make, on an annual basis, monthly basis, right? And we need 3 bank statements that shows that amount. And then based off of that, then you get funded on, the accounts receivable, like what's gonna come in the future, right? So e-commerce, that's a fantastic space for revenue base, and you could get that capital right away.
Right.
For like real estate investors, I would definitely say that's depending on if you're looking like fix and flip, which is more of like a short term, right? You may want to capitalize on a 0% interest card versus going a business line of credit, right? So those would be like sort of like my recommendations on that aspect.
Okay, so I mean, the reason why I mentioned that is because it varies. There's a lot of investors that come to me and they say, "Hey, I have this idea that I want to do. I want to invest in real estate alongside of you, but I'm shy of maybe $50,000 to get into commercial real estate play."
Yeah.
It's because a lot of these transactions, whenever we're purchasing a multi-family, say for example 45 units,
Right.
we want our investors to come with at least $50,000 unless we have a personal relationship with you.
Yeah.
It's different. But people may not have access to money like that. So
Right,
we
right.
want people to have information on how they can get access to funding the right way.
Yeah, so first they gotta have their credit right? And you gotta open a business bank account, right? And now once you have your credit, right, then you go get the business funding at 0% interest. You can liquidate the cards. There's companies that do card liquidations. They have their fees, of course. You still listen. I want to make sure like every bit of like information I'm giving out is like I'm giving the safe information. Because when you liquidate that card, the fantastic thing is like you only have to pay back, like the 1% of that, 1% of the amount. That's what your bill would be, right? So it's gonna be in a space where you're still gonna have payments on that card, right? So make sure that you have money to pay the payments, right? And if you're looking at like, all right, I'm gonna liquidate this card, you have payments to handle that, the monthly payments, but you're also using that for the total capital for the investment, and have like a time period, like, all right, this project may take at max 8 months, right? So create a safety net of 8 months worth of payments, right? Or even give yourself 10 months worth of payments with that route, in a sense of like using the 0% interest. Now, you don't want to go to the lenders and tell them that, hey, I need this capital for investment properties, because it's a high risk, right? So you got to know what type of company that you're starting, right? So you want to create like some business management companies, right? Consulting companies, like more of those general like sort of like names when it comes, instead of just like trucking or real estate, because those are high risk.
Got it.
Yeah.
So one thing for sure is that you talk about investing into real estate. You talk about personal credit, business credit. So why is it so important to have, or why is it that people separate personal and business actually credit? But sometimes for you to have a business credit, it has to be connected to your personal credit. So how does it impact actually the fact that you can invest and get a good line of credit to be a business or into your business or into your personal life?
Yeah, so this is something that needs like clarification online too, right? Like business credit is not as important as personal credit, because personal credit is where it all starts, and that's what allow you to expand your business credit. And the reason why they're two separate entities is just as you have a social security number that your credit is associated to. On the business end, you have an EIN number, which is your business social security number
yeah.
that your business credit is associated to, right? And how do they determine how much that they're going to give that business is based off of your personal credit when you're starting off a new company. Now, once you got years in the game with your business, then your business credit holds more weight. But for most people that's like watching this, they may be new entrepreneurs. So your personal credit at all times has to be good, because that in itself is what business credit pulls off of, right? Like, and again, even in revenue base, right? Like business owners who've been in business for 10 years, it still comes back to personal credit, right? Like that's one of the key factors of it. We don't ask individual, oh, what's your business credit score? We don't, right? We ask them, what's your personal credit score? How much your business is making, and send us 3 bank statements. And then we'll get you funding we'll have you like a pre-approval offer, an offer within 48 to 72 hours. And as soon as, once that's agreed upon, they sign the contracts, they'll have that funding deposited into their bank account within 48 hours, right? And that's a faster process than like going to the banks.
Okay, that's so important. But now, what is the number one mistake that most entrepreneurs make when it comes to credit score about funding their business?
Say that again. Like, what's the number one mistake they make about
like their credit score, or destroying their chances to get funding for their business?
Yeah, man. Most people when they first get a credit card, like in our community, the sad and unfortunate thing is that they think like credit is bad, right? Like credit is golden, bro. Credit is, I'm telling you, like credit is golden.
Credit is golden.
Yeah,
okay.
Credit is worth more money than the money itself, right? Because now, once you have good credit and you know that, then you can get access to more money. Now, when people are starting off with building their credit, they don't make their payments back.
True.
Right? They because you start off on a low credit limit, they may max out that credit card. They may start off with a $200 limit, $250 limit, and then they're just spending $250, and then they may just only be paying back the minimum payments. But a huge thing that, again, if you have a $250 limit, you should only be spending 30% of that. You should only think like, all right, well, I only have 30% of $250 to actually spend.
Almost like $75.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, when should you make the payments now? This is a gem right here, right? Because most people wait till the due date to make their payment.
Yeah.
You need to make your payments on the statement date.
Oh.
Right? So on the statement date is when you should pay your full balance back, because it says it's right in the title. What is the statement date?
Yeah.
The statement date is the date that they report the statement balance to the credit bureaus.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you want to pay your
Mm-hmm.
balance back by the statement date, right? Your due date is just when they collect interest on it, man. Right? So you don't want to wait till I never wait till the due date. I pay all my payments back on the statement date.
So now, just for the information of somebody who's watching right now, listening, that they don't know the difference, how can somebody know that this is my statement date or this is my due date? Almost everybody knows, because you'll find it into your bank account or into your credit thing. You'll see like due date, you know when to pay. But how somebody will actually know, like, this is my statement date, and then this is where I have to make my payment?
Yeah. So the same way how it says like the due date, it would also have there like your statement dates. And you can go look into your statements. You should be looking at your statements, because your statements is telling you how much you've paid and within that month period, and how much you've used from that credit card, right? So it'll tell you like maybe like the first to the 30th or whatever, depending on when your account starts. And you can look into the app. All credit cards, all apps have the statement date. It'll say the statement date, and paid by the statement date would be the best time.
Yeah. Yeah, this is awkward. We will cut this part in the editing part.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, anyways, that's incredible. But one thing is like one more thing is
Yeah, for sure.
people see credit sometimes as shameful.
Shameful,
And,
right.
Yeah, as shameful, and sometimes they don't even want to get inside of the credit karma or their bank statement to know the credit.
Yeah.
So, what advice can you give to somebody right now that can actually help them to take that shame or that fear as a power?
Yeah, and I mean, listen, man, fear, right? The
Yeah.
key word you just said is fear, right?
Yeah.
So fear is because of the lack of the unknown. So because you don't know about your credit is why you have that fear of it, right? So everyone needs to educate themselves on how to build credit, because a low credit score doesn't it isn't the end of the days, right? Like if you've gotten yourself a low credit score, you can get yourself a high credit score.
High credit score.
Just do the opposite. You see what I'm saying? Just do the opposite of what you was doing.
That's a strong right there. That's interesting. Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, listen, if you've gotten yourself a bad credit score, and most likely you've gotten yourself a bad credit score by not paying your payments.
Right.
Yeah.
All you got to do is do the opposite.
Oh yeah.
Pay
true.
on time.
True.
That's it. Just pay. And if you can't make the full payment by the statement date, people seem to like give this like low respect, but at least make your minimum payments, bro. Right? Throw the card away. Don't even use the card. Just if you maxed out your card and you can't afford it, if it's $25 a month, hey, just pay $25 a month. It's a slow roll. But guess what? They're reporting it. The minute you don't make those payments and you miss a payment, your score dropped down like 80 points. Right?
Crazy. I mean, something he said here, it just reminds me what Alex almost said about, like, most people just go online and search on how to become rich, how to get rich, how to be successful. But nobody actually goes search on how to be poor.
Yeah.
So, and then he said something so interesting that he said, like, if you look at it online or go search how do people stay poor, and you understand how people get poor, just do the opposite of those people do.
It's true.
Then you will be successful, and you'll be. That's actually the same concept that you say. Like, look at what takes your credit score down. Just do the opposite of that, so you will actually get your credit score higher. So now, for me that I'm here, I'm gonna ask you, Molly, can you tell to somebody who's listening right now, like, hey, what this person can start implementing today, doing today, to help them actually starting building their credit score little by little, so that they can get funding for their business, for funding for themselves. Because you said something that the business, the credit for your business is connected to your personal credit. Actually, they don't ask you for your business credit, they ask for your personal credit. Now, how can somebody make that sure that, hey, today, this is what Molly told me, this is the path I can
for
get
sure. Yeah.
to actually start now building my personal credit to finally now get funding for my business?
Yeah, so everything that I speak on is like based off of experience, right? Like my credit score right now is like 740, right? I started off, my credit score was low 500s, right? I learned better and I did better. So the first thing you have to do is look at your credit score, right? Like we don't want to do like self-diagnostic. You know, if you have issues, you go to the doctor, right? So if you got a bad credit score, you go look at your credit report, right? So you want to look at your credit score and then sort of like figure out what it is am I looking at. And it's really simple. You look at, all right, everyone knows what credit cards they had. You know, most people just play dumb, like, oh, I don't remember this, I don't remember that, and then people are like disputing it because they didn't make their payments. But you know at one point you had it, you just didn't make the payments, right? And what you should do is that look at your credit report, right? Listen, you have to like have self-accountability. All right, I did this or whatnot. Now, how do I address it, right? If I have a credit card that's in delinquency, guess what? It happens in stages. First is you have a credit card. How does it go to the like collections? There's two other steps before it go to collections. You have a delinquency, then you got a derogatory, and then it goes to collections, right? So you have 3 steps before that person is like, oh, I want to sue you, right? And that takes years before that even happened. So if you miss the payment, after 90 days, it becomes a delinquent account. What does that mean? It means that the creditor, the lender, they in itself are like, well, now that after 90 days they haven't paid us, that's their threshold that they realize that it's a chance that they're not going to collect money. So they're going to write that off as like it's not income, so they're not gonna pay taxes on that. Like it's not reported, right? Like we have to go through this as like we have to put our mind state in the lender aspect, right? You own a business, you pay taxes on the profit.
True.
Right? So if you are a credit company that's making money off of people money, you only make money when they pay you money. It's like, all right, well, that's a loss. Because I'm not making money off of that, right? So they write it off as a loss. It's a delinquent account, right? Now, then they put a mark on it, which is a derogatory mark. It's just like a mark. And then these collection companies who are like the scums of the earth, right? They go buy your debt. You could start a collection company. You could start a collection. If we want to just call people and be like, hey, like you owe this money, like pay us, right? Because we just bought someone's debt for pennies on a dollar.
I'm pretty sure it's against the law for you to just create it and then collect money based off of that.
No, collection companies are a real thing.
No, not collection companies.
Oh.
Just anyone to be able to do it. There has to be regulations against it.
Yeah, but you can start. If they created a company, you can create a company. I haven't started a collection company, so I'm not gonna like speak on it. But it's the truth, right? Like you can create any company, and if there's rules, you abide by the rules, right?
Yeah.
So, but they buy the debt based on the pennies on the dollar, and then their job is to collect.
Oh yeah.
Right? Now, if they go about collecting it on the right way, then that's what we dispute, right? Well, if you're saying you're a collection company, tell me how you acquired this debt.
This debt, yeah.
Show me actual proof of the true contract that I signed, and most collection companies don't have that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right? Like you don't have a wet signature from me saying that I'm okay with you taking over my debt. I didn't make an agreement with you.
Good deal, true.
I didn't.
So how is it possible for someone to create business credit from scratch?
Yeah, so where you create business credit from scratch is you get credit from your personal credit, right? Business credit, and again, I said this earlier, and I just want to like make this like clear for all of you business people out there, because I do funding on a daily basis. And again, the people that I'm funding, we're not just like funding smaller companies. These are businesses that's been in business 10, 20 years, right? Like none of these lenders are like, what's your business credit score? I haven't ran into that, right? I just haven't. So the idea that most people are like, oh, I want to get my business credit score great. I'm just speaking from my opinion. I haven't met a lender that's like, what is their business credit score?
From my experience, especially whenever you start getting, this is in real estate, when you start going into larger asset classes. In residential, it's not really the case. They're going to look at the credit that you have for you to buy a home or whatever it is.
Right.
When you get into commercial real estate, they look at 3 things, and none of those 3 things are credit. They look at the experience that you have. They also look at the liquidity that you have, access to money that you have.
Right.
And then they also look at the experience for you to be able to handle that asset.
Right.
As long as you have those 3 things, whether it's you or your partners, you're good. They don't look at your credit like that.
Yeah.
It's not a requirement when you're moving into the larger assets to acquire those.
And I haven't gotten to that space, so like I literally just learned something from you too. But the idea of like business credit, and everyone wants, I gotta get my business credit. And before you get to your business credit, get your personal credit right. Like that's what you need, is your personal credit. Because when you go to a bank, to traditional lending, they're not like, oh, what's your business credit? They're going off your personal credit,
Yeah.
Definitely.
right? Like,
Yeah.
and I mean, business credit is cool if you want to get like other like business credit cards from like gas stations and which those are cool. Those are the Sand Club cards, and those are like those are cool. Like just cool cards to like have and stuff. But again, it's not majorly on business credit, man. It's not.
Yeah, there's all the credit cards like American Express.
Yeah.
You get points for flying.
Yeah,
You
true.
get put on the business lounge at the airports and all.
Yeah.
There's a
Yo,
lot of
American,
perks.
I love my American Express.
Yeah.
Listen, we do funding. We give people four American Expresses off of one inquiry, right? And that's like a solid play, man. That's a solid. Amex. Most people don't even know you could open an account with American Express just like a checking account, savings account, like, and you can use American Express like a bank account.
True.
You know?
True.
Yeah.
True.
Should I show you I got cards out the wazoo. I got so much. I don't even walk with cash. I just got a bunch of cards.
Oh,
And then you just liquidate them.
Yeah, like depending on what my investment is, right? Like, so if I'm investing in, if I'm gonna make an investment into like my revenue business, that's gonna come from my revenue business account, right? Like I don't switch over this business to this business with that credit. Like I keep all the investments specifically one track.
Right. No, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, man.
So, I mean, unless Taylor somebody has to say, but let's shift a little bit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's shift a little bit because this is more interesting. I've rarely seen people talking about this online, like helping people how to boost their credit, and so that you can get a really good line funding into your business. Because a lot of people, entrepreneur or people that are starting something, they're creative, have ideas, want to start something, but they are so limited.
Right.
They don't have the funding to do their business or to start the business, and into their head that they say, oh, I need a business line of credit. But now we've just learned that you really don't need a business line of credit. You just need to create or to build your own personal credit so that you can actually grow and get the funding as you actually help entrepreneur get funding into the business. So now from that same perspective, let's go a little bit on the fact that, hey, today, do you really need just to go to banks or to people so that you can get a line of credit for your own business?
Yeah, for a line of credit, you need, again, so like I'm keen on like the words like we're saying, like a line of credit, yes, you need to go to like institutions where like banks to get a line of credit, right? Because now if we're talking about just like different credit cards, you can go all over the place for credit cards. You could go to the gas station and get a credit card. It's just the truth.
You can go to Home Depot and
You
get a
can
credit
go to Home Depot and get credit cards, right? Like, you just need
Home
to.
Depot?
Yeah, you can go to Home Depot.
Really?
Home Depot has credit cards.
Yeah.
Lowe's has credit cards.
No way.
To add on to what you were talking about, for you to establish business credit, you need to have trade lines reporting to your business credit. And there's so many different vendors that report to your credit. Home Depot is one.
Yeah.
Lowe's is one.
Okay.
And those are all small business credit cards.
Oh man, I didn't know like Home Depot had a
There's so
credit
many
card.
more. Like
Yo, think of it like this, man.
7-Eleven, for example.
I'm gonna break this down because this is like how we gotta like open people's mind frame, right? Like, if we're thinking of like creating businesses, there's already businesses created, right?
Yeah.
They're in the game of finance too themselves. It only benefits them to, as a $1 billion company, to make money the same way.
The same way, yeah.
Right? Like sometimes we may like trap ourselves in the thought process, like, and keep ourselves in a bubble, but everything is a replica of itself, right? Like it's not far-fetched to think that Sam Club doesn't have a credit card. If I'm a company, let's think like we're all company owners and we're a $1 billion company, why not lend out money?
True.
It's just
True.
another avenue to make money,
Yeah.
right? Like they're selling TVs, they're selling pools, they're selling food, right? Like those are all different categories. And then they have like they make sublease and have like Subway in there, right? Like everyone's in the process of making money,
Making money. True.
right? Like so they're not like far-fetched ideas, man.
So, actually, for me, there's something that you have online. You have like a community online
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you
yeah.
actually teaching people on how. So, can you talk a little bit, break down a little bit about your community that you have online?
Yeah, so one, you can just go to the link in my bio, right? Like I'm big on like videos out there and presenting people with videos on what they need to do. So in the link in my bio, you can go to my community. My community is the cheapest option that I have for anyone that's just like, all right, I'm not really ready to make a commitment to the top tier option. Let's just join the community. And in that community, I'm literally teaching you how to repair your credit, right? The community is only $49 a month, right? You're gonna learn how to repair your credit, and then on top of that, in there, right? I'm giving you the letters. You have the option to get the letters that you're going to send to the credit bureaus, right? And with those letters, you can repair your credit. Then it can take you to the other option. If you're like, all right, well, now that I repaired my credit, I want to get funding, right? I have the option that would take you to go learn how to fund yourself, right? So now you have the option. All right, well, let me go learn how to fund myself. I repaired my credit. Let me know how to fund myself. Then after that, once you get yourself funded, now it's happy days. Like you got money in your pocket now, right? So then it's like, all right, now and everything that I'm doing, I've done for myself, right? So I'm walking you through that process, right? So once you're funded, it's like, all right, well, I learned how to fund myself. If I want to turn this into a business, how do I do that?
Perfect
Right?
way. School
So
community.
now it's like, all right, well, you need to learn how to create a website. You need to know how to like what softwares we're using, what tools we're using, right? Like most people know high level, right? But then like I'm big and deep into like automations because the back end is really what captures a lot more people, right? Like how your email campaigns, your text messages, right? Like these are things that keep people engaged on what it is that you're doing along with the content that you have provided them, and you need to have it all in one filtration center, right? So if you want to learn after that how to, all right, well, I've repaired my credit, I've gotten myself funded, well, now I need to know how to create a business out of it. Then I'm also showing you how to create a business in doing so, right? And then like if you feel that you want to be more hands-on one-on-one, those are like the top tier options, which we can do, right? Like I literally get on the Zoom calls with my mentees, and I'm making sure I'm walking them through the processes, right? Like one of my mentees right now, that dude is doing like fantastic, right? Like he came into the space, the man started, he got the funded, and now he got 10 rental cars in literally like a month and a half.
Oh wow. So you do one-on-one coaching or you do group coaching?
Yeah, so I do one-on-ones,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Like I do one-on-ones because I feel like if someone is like investing in themselves for a large amount, like it's like I owe it to them to like give as much value. Like I'm
Yeah.
not holding anything back. Like with, and this isn't like a financial sort of like thing. Like whoever, I I have relationships with these
Yeah.
people, right? It's
I
like,
think it's more important that way. Yeah. I do that
like
too.
what's going on like in your more of like your life, because your personal life sort of like steps in on your financial life, right? So like I sort of like try to like big brother most individuals. And here's the thing that's fantastic about it too, is that I'm not always like teaching. I'm also like learning from these individuals too themselves, because they have different businesses, right? So once they're on that level, most people are just getting their credit or getting funded, and then they're turning their business. And what have they've come to realize is like they may not want to start a funding company. They may already have a passion or a company that they're already pursuing, but now I'm showing you, and I have shown you how to start your business, how to automate your business. Because automation itself alone is like a whole people pay tons of money for that,
It's
right?
very important.
Right? So like once you have that education on how to automate your business, like you don't even need me anymore, right? Like I'm gonna set up the automations for you. I'm gonna show you the automations, right? Like people see you message someone on Instagram, right? And then next thing you know, there's like an automation talking to you, right? Like it's all set up. All those things are needed, right?
Manage chat.
Then it sends you an email, right? And then that email, if you don't click on it, then they may need to receive another email. Like you're tracking people actions because you're working them down the pipeline, right? And like those are like all of the different things like I break down and I'm showing you because I have it on my computer, right? Like it's what I do on a daily basis. So everything that I've done, that I am doing, I'm literally walking you through how to get to the position that I'm in, right? And then if you want to go bigger than I am, then you go to someone that's bigger than me, right? Like, and it's not a bad thing. Like we use people for how far they can benefit us, right? Like, and that's what you should be doing. Like we're in a capitalist society, so capitalize.
So the thing is, in 2025, any business that's not leveraging marketing, proper sales tactics, and and AI automations, you're gonna get left behind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You'll get smoked, man. You'll get smoked. And the main thing of like scaling out a business is like hiring on the right candidates
Delegating.
That's what they specialize in.
Yeah.
So, like my mentees come aboard, right? Like I have people, right, my VAs that have been with me since I've been doing this, that they have access to. Like I don't benefit off of that. It's like that's a relationship. When you're able to like fund that VA, then you add that person into your company, right? And not every business needs a huge amount of VAs to start off with, right? Like you need to just start off like one is like get an operation manager, right? Like to help operate your business. Or if you like need help with the automation, you want someone that's specifically focused on that.
What I would even add is before you even look to, if anybody's looking to add a virtual assistant, don't even get a virtual assistant until you've automated your artificial intelligence in your business.
Yeah.
Automate everything with AI, and then start looking to actually get people that can oversee certain tasks.
Yeah.
And you can also like you mentioned, get someone that specializes in AI, and they can oversee how automations are being done in your business.
That's great. That's great. I mean, what you both said, both of you, is so amazing. Really great. Why I'm saying that? Because I would say I work with him. He teach me. He's my coach.
Yeah. Of course, that's good.
He's my coach. Okay, so I think probably this place I have to pause a little bit because the card is messing up for a little bit. So actually, like you've been saying that in your community, right? You helping young men or women, people that you actually mentor to actually how to build a credit score so that they can actually start a business out of that. And with the price that you made is so impeccable to the fact that everybody can join that if they are really serious about their own life. But this just brings me to ask you, like, what do you do when some of your clients get denied
For
funding? Do they just quit, or you actually build out of that no to actually help them get a motivation or staying consistent with what they're doing? How do you deal with that?
Yeah, so if someone gets denied from like a lending institution, it's because their credit profile isn't set up the correct way. So that's why we have the credit repair as the most important step, and we know what would get somebody approved, right? So the chance and likelihood of someone getting denied is very slim to none, right? Because you want to have your business profile built out the right way, and in the community again, we show you how to like do all of that just by joining the community, and then we give you like the letters to send out of them, right? Again, you got to be patient with the credit repair process because it takes them like 30 to 45 days to respond back to the letters, right? Then you want to open your business bank account, right? And make sure that you're opening it in the right industry, and you want to apply for the 0% program that different institutions may have. You want to check like credit unions. I love the credit unions. Like,
Credit unions,
yeah,
okay.
They give the bag. Like credit unions are a fantastic place. It's one of like my go-to plays. Get people like 25,000 on a credit card, like very easy, right? Because you want to have some high limit credit cards before you go get a high limit business funding card, right? So we get you high limit personal credit cards, right? And once you have that, then we get you the higher limits. You want to get the 30 to 50,000 on each credit card on the business line. You need to have a high limit on your personal credit too as well, right? So, and those approval rates are like fantastic. There isn't. I have one situation where someone was like denied, but it was because he was so much of in a rush and didn't build out his credit profile. And I had to tell him, like, hey man, I know you're in a rush, but let's just build out your credit profile and get you these high limits, and then we'll get you funded. So you do have to be a bit patient with the process. Again, like most people it took them a while to destroy their credit. So give it some time to repair your credit too as well.
Oh yeah.
Give it some time. Yes, there are like faster ways to improve your credit, which we can help you get like the speedy option. But credit repair is literally education, just knowing the right things to do, because after we repair your credit, you still need to maintain a good credit score, right? True. So, and you get that along in a mentorship in the community because like the information is provided there, right? And like I'm always on social media. You can always like reach out to me, and everything that I've known, that I've like taken the time to study, I literally put it into the videos. As I mentioned, like I'm huge on videos and information. I have it all out there online that people can have access to, right? And those are just like stepping stones that can help you build your credit, help you get the funding, and once you have that funding, then you should know how to maintain your credit, and then you should make the best decision on using that credit to invest into your other business endeavors, right? Like you never, and again, I listen, you never want to just like max out your cards without knowing that you could pay them back, right? Anytime you get money, you need to use your money to make money, right? Like be patient with yourself in your journey. You have to be patient with yourself. Like stop thinking short term, start thinking long term, because short term is short. It's really not where the huge rewards are, right? Like in my life on earth, like having a long-term perspective is the best perspective to have.
Great. So just for the fact of people that are watching or listening right now, and then somebody may ask themselves like, what made Mally get into the process? Did you get yourself into a moment where you've been denied for an apartment, denied to get a car? What motivated you actually to start now? Like you mentioned before, you were below 500 in your credit score. What was the motivation after? Because there are people that are still below 500, but they still go lower and lower. They don't even think on how to boost, on how to repair their credit score. For you, somebody want to relate to you right now. What made you change? What made you flip that situation?
I mean, I want to talk to like most people that that are in like my shoes, right? Like if you may have had or you may have a bad credit score, right? Like it can be changed, right? If you work a 9 to 5, like having a 9 to 5 is not a bad thing. Like you just need to know how to use the company the same way that they're using you, right? They're using you for their time. You need to have the mentality that you're using them to collect the paycheck. Now you invest your paycheck. Whether you need to repair your credit, you can by making those monthly payments, right? Some things that got me motivated into this, to me, the biggest motivating factor, right, is money in itself, right? Like money motivates me, right? I've always had entrepreneurial spirits. I've been a musical artist. I've sold clothes. I've designed clothes, right? I also invest in the stock market, right? And I've gotten into credit repair was something that I've gotten into like back in the pandemic space. The funding aspect is sort of like I've been in that for a year and some change now. And the beautiful part about it is like once you have the information, no one can take that information from you because now you know how to get the money.
True.
Right? And to me, that's everything, right? Because this type of like knowledge isn't provided in any scholastic form in like school, right? Like most wealthy people in the United States are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Right? And those are the risk takers. Like you have to always keep your eye open for education and knowledge. And to me, like knowledge is everything. So you have to really like take heed of the information that's provided for you. But most importantly, you have to put the action out, right? Like action, faith without action is dead.
It's dead.
Right, so you have to have action with all of your faith that you're doing, and one step at a time, day by day, and then watch it chop down. So my motivating factor is I have kids, right? So like my kids is a huge motivating factor.
True.
Like I literally moved out of New Jersey because I wanted my kids to have a better life, and I did that. Right, I'm in a place where they're in like they have a whole different lifestyle than what I grew up on. You know, like I came from Trinidad, I'm from a whole different island. So if I can do it, listen, when I say I didn't come from like a pot to piston, I didn't come from a pot to piston, right? So if I can do it, like I was a truck driver before. I stopped driving trucks. I worked in corporate America before. I made over 6 figures. And even me making over 6 figures, I realized that the amount of time that I put into someone else's company, I can do the same for my own self and make that same dollar amount, right? Like imagine I brought a company $1.5 million out of my trunk, right, in a year. All I had to do was just shift my mind state to say like, hey, I can do the same thing for myself, right? And make that commitment to yourself and go after it, man. Like no one's holding you back. The only thing that's holding people back is their limitations upon their mind state. And once you realize that, just get out of your way. Like God is going to provide you everything that you want in life.
Definitely.
Everything that you want in life. You just have to take the steps and go for it.
That's right. You said something really great about mindset. I just learned something recently about the red dress. I don't know if you've heard about red dress. It's definitely a moment where you have this kind of people have all are dressed in like in Matrix. You see Matrix? When Neo got into the other world, he found everybody was wearing the same suit, black suit, white shirt, and then he saw the lady in red dress passing by, she was the only person that actually got his attention. And then when he was getting closer to look at the person, he just realized that lady was also one of the actually villain in the movie. And the same context when they've been teaching me that it was like, let's say for instance, like you want a good car, a certain car. Let me mention a car. Let's say like you want a what car can we get an example right here?
A Lambo.
A Lambo. Let's say like you say like I want a Lambo, right? I don't know what kind of Lambo I would say right here, but hey, you want a Lambo. So all this time when you say like you want a Lambo, if you go outside, you will notice like most of car you see on the road are Lambo. It's not like they've been just put there. It's just like because your mindset was now focused into looking for Lambo or anything or a car. But since you start like, hey, I want a
That's
Lambo.
actually happened to me before. Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually say,
I want this.
I want this thing, and then you start seeing
You're
it
seeing
more.
the more, yeah. You start seeing it more, and then you see like, was it here before, or they just start putting them? No, it's because your mind puts there. That's why you say what you just say was so incredible, and God has already put everything there for you. You just have to switch your mind and set yourself ready for what God has already. I just love that statement. It's so incredible. So what we about to wrap up right now, and Taylor just bring up something so great. So, but before we finish, for just the sake of somebody who's watching right now, I would want to ask you this: what was the best advice you've ever received, given, or heard?
Man, I've gotten so many good pointers. I think the world is filled with a bunch of like knowledge, but I guess I'll leave just because we touched on it and I think it's impactful. Like I have it up in my place too as well. It's like, what do we do with the tools when the work is done, right? And
Yeah.
to me, that is like a huge one. We'll let that one like marinate with everyone for today. You know, what would you do with the tools when the job is
When the
done?
job is done.
Wow, that's so incredible.
Man, I can go so many ways with that. I like that.
Yeah.
I love that. And then to finish, this might be so funny. What was the worst advice that you've ever heard, received, or given?
Yo, believe it or not, man, a lot of the worst advice I got was like from like family members.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, but not all right. What I mean by that is like the doubt comes from the closest people to
It
you.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
That's facts.
And they may actually be doing it from a place of love.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part, right?
Yeah.
Like they're doing it from a place of love because it didn't work for them.
Yeah.
And they don't see it for you
Yeah.
because it didn't work for them.
Yo, like, and at first I looked at it like in a way of like, oh, they may probably be hating on you or for lack of better words, hating on you. But you come to realize that it's their way of like trying to protect you, but it's off of their fear and their doubt.
Yeah.
Now, never let anyone project their doubts on your dreams.
Yeah. That's
Right? And you have to be mindful of who you're communicating with, right? Because what's the point in talking to somebody about a Lambo if they don't have aspirations for a Lambo, if they don't even like cars, right? Like, and they don't even see it for themselves.
Yeah.
You're talking to the wrong person.
True.
Every time, like, and it happens as I get wiser, like, I'm always circling back to, all right, who am I getting this information from?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I always reflect, like, I get advice from people, and I'm always reflecting on, all right, who am I getting from? Like, are they the right person to provide this knowledge now? Like, I'm aware of it now.
Yeah. That's true. Just to get along with that, Alex almost said it the best. If they don't have what you want, don't listen to what they say.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Why would I listen to somebody that makes I don't know, $20,000 a year, and my dream is to make $10 million a year? They don't right. Like I'm not gonna take your advice, and they haven't even started their own business, right? Like while we having a conversation, you don't project, you don't see what I see in my projection in the future, right? So we have to know like, all right, well, your vision is limited.
True.
I can have a limited conversation with you.
All right.
So
That's
last
great.
thing, last point, if you could touch on this,
Yeah.
'cause I'm sure we have some people that are really motivated and want to build their credit. Not only that, but they have a long vision where they want to also build a business out of after that.
Yeah.
So talk to the entrepreneurs that may be following us. How can they build a structure around not just credit, but their particular interest in the business that they have?
Oh, like how should they know what business they're going to?
No. What kind of structure should they have? We talked about AI automation,
Right.
and then sales, marketing implementation.
Yeah.
Talk about how they can actually structure their business in the right way.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's literally everything that you just said. So, in structuring your business, one, you need to know about your business so that when you're hiring the right people, you know what jobs are delegating to those individuals, right? So, most people are just willing to like say, "Oh, I'm just going to pay this person to do that." No, you need to have experience in it that you're hiring somebody to do it, right? So, if I'm going to hire a marketer, I should know things about marketing, right? Like marketing is the heart of economics. McDonald's still advertised to this day.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
They do.
so you starting a business, you should not think that you should not run ads. It's delusional.
Yeah.
It's delusional, right? Like, so you have to create some sort of like capital for that, and you should know or have some sort of knowledge in. So when you're communicating with somebody that's running ads or they're a marketer, that they're gonna provide you the right service, right? If it comes to automation, you should know like, hey, I've seen companies do this. Like these automations that everyone does on high level, companies been doing them before.
Yeah.
Right, like you've been getting like coupons sent to your phone and your emails from companies for
Yeah.
It's
years.
been taking
Yeah.
longer. Now it can be done instantly.
Instantly.
Exactly.
Yeah. True.
So you may not know necessarily how to do it, but you know on the user interface, like you know what you want to happen. You know that hey, I need a reminder to go out an hour before my webinar, right?
Yeah.
I need a webinar. Like you need to corner the market in any way. You create the product, right? That's the first thing. Your business should be around a product. Now, once you have that product, it's gonna take you time to create the product, right? You gotta create these videos, and that alone in itself is taking a step because you have to introduce, you got problem, solution, and resolution, everything for that product, right? Then now you have to put that product on an actual thing, a website, right? Digital, right? If you could convert that product into a tangible thing, that's fantastic. So, but still, a tangible product needs to be placed on a digital platform. So you have to create sort of like the digital images of that product, and then once you have that product, now you have to create you first before you create the marketing, you want to create the back end automations of it, right? So that when someone sees the marketing and ads for it,
Yeah.
it's already set up on the back end so that everything flows. And then once like the communication, when I'm saying flows, it takes them through a process of, all right, and these are different things that you can do. People are doing challenges, right?
Yeah.
That's a fantastic route that's like popular at the moment now, where everyone may be doing a 5-day challenge.
3-day
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The goal is to get everyone in the room,
Yeah.
right? And once you have everyone in the room, you present your offer. That's a fantastic way. That may work for some people.
Yeah.
Or webinars may work good for
some.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you create a webinar. Now you can do webinars in different ways. You can create a live webinar.
Yeah.
Or you can create an automated webinar.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Once you create your automated webinar and you have that, you can blast that out all the time. Live webinars, all right, we need messages to build up email campaigns before we run a webinar once a week, right? And then once everyone comes in, you present them with the problem solution and you give them the offer, right?
Yeah.
And webinars, live webinars, automated webinars, 5-day challenges. And the other option is if you want to put a course, and the least financial sort of like entry level would be like create a community around it, right? Because now you have people that's interested all on the same common ground in one hub, and they're voicing their opinions, their needs, their problems, and you have your solutions, whether it be the webinar, whether it be everything, in that hub.
Yeah.
Right, and you can tune in.
Sharing ideas.
Yeah,
all in that
true,
location.
definitely. That's incredible. Actually, there is your mentor, Myron Golden, right?
Yeah, Myron
So
Golden.
he said something that I've been listening to him. He said, so when you have all these things, give people things for free. Like give them the what to do,
Yeah.
why to do it, when to do it.
Absolutely.
Then they would have to pay on how to do it.
Yeah.
You keep the how, they have to pay for that.
Absolutely.
But tell them for free, hey, this is what you gotta do, when you gotta do, and why you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Then if you wanna know how to do it, come to me now, pay me, I'll teach you how to
Exactly.
do
That's
it.
it.
Exactly.
So that was really great, and what you're really doing for the community out there, it's incredible, and especially for the price you put, that is not even a meal.
Yeah.
That's it. So people should really come and join your community so they can learn something that would help them for their entire life. And by the way, Taylor also has a community for everybody who want to actually
for
also
sure.
join and want to learn about wholesaling, real estate. You gotta the link will be down on description right there, so we'll put it there. So I'm a student, so I'm learning. And you mentioned something about sales. I'm telling you, I'm learning about sales.
Right.
It's don't laugh. It's amazing. It's so fascinating. But at the same time, if you don't have the strong nerve and you don't have like that mindset as you mentioned, you will quit, because
Yeah.
it's a world where you have to be, not in a better way, a beast.
You gotta be a beast.
You gotta be a beast if
be
you
a
wanna
beast.
be a good salesperson. So thank you so much, Molly.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
would appreciate your time. I appreciate everything you shared here.
sure, man.
That
Appreciate
was
it.
really great.
Yeah,
That was
I
really
appreciate
great.
it.
That was incredible. So thank you, everybody that has just listened to this podcast. If you have enjoyed this podcast, this episode in one way or another, please support the channel by subscribing, sharing, and please let somebody know how this important is. Share to a friend, a family member. Listen, credit scores run your life. If you don't have a good credit, like Molly say, a good personal credit score, you can't even get funding for your own business. So share this with a lot of people as much as you can, and if you want to learn further, so Molly information will be linked to this description, so you can contact him, and he has the cheapest community channel where you can join and actually learn more about it. Please, so don't just sit there start complaining. He said something so critical. The same way you made your credit score bad is also the same way that you can get your credit score get better. Just do the opposite of what you're doing right now. So that was so fantastic, and I appreciate you being with us. Thank you so much, and see you in the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.
So, that was good.